I am going to teach you about the chronic leukemia. So, how you diagnose the chronic leukemia? In the previous class, I told about the acute leukemia. So, before going to start the leukemia, so leukemia are usually two types. One is the acute leukemia and another is the chronic leukemia. So, in the acute leukemia, the onset is usually rapid, disease is very aggressive, and cells involved are usually poorly differentiated with many blasts. In chronic leukemia, the onset is insidious, disease is usually less aggressive, and cells involved are usually more mature cells. So in the previous practical classes, I already teach about the acute leukemia like acute myeloid leukemia and acute lymphocytic leukemia. So in this class, you teach about the chronic leukemia like chronic myeloid leukemia and chronic lymphocytic leukemia, that is CML and CLL. So, how you compare the acute and chronic leukemia? So, in the acute leukemia, the clinical onset age, the acute leukemia affected all ages group, but the chronic leukemia usually affect the adults. The course are usually sudden. In chronic leukemia, the course is insidious. The leukemic cells are usually more mature cells, usually more than 20% blast are seen. In chronic leukemia. There is a more mature cells. Anemia are usually more prominent in the acute leukemia. In chronic leukemia, anemia is the mild. Thrombocytopenia in prominent in acute leukemia, but mild in the chronic leukemia. WBC count in variable in the acute leukemia, but in chronic leukemia, the total WBC count are usually increased. Lymphadenopathy prominent in the chronic leukemia, but mild in the acute leukemia. Splenomegaly prominent in the chronic leukemia, but mild in the acute leukemia. So overall picture in the acute leukemia, usually there is a presentation like pancytopenia. So pancytopenia means there is a anemia, neutropenia or the leukopenia, and there is a thrombocytopenia. So these are the difference between the how you differentiate the acute leukemia from the chronic leukemia. So chronic leukemia. So chronic leukemia, when the malignant clone is able to differentiate and lead to accumulation of more mature cells of the affected cell type. The chronic leukemia differs from the acute leukemia in that its clinical course is indolent. Most are asymptomatic at presentation, survive for several years after their initial diagnosis and even without treatment. In certain chronic leukemia, evolution into the acute disease may occur that may need urgent management. So now come to the chronic myeloid leukemia. So now come to the CML, that is known as the chronic myeloid leukemia. So in the chronic myeloid leukemia, it is a hematological cancer or disorder that result from an abnormal proliferation of an early myeloid progenitor cells. Results in the abnormal proliferation and accumulation of the progenitor cells, mature myeloid cell, erythroid cells, and platelets in the bone marrow and the peripheral blood. The cytogenetic hallmark of the chronic myeloid leukemia is that there is a PH chromosome, that is Philadelphia chromosome. So translocation occurs between the 9 and 22 in up to 95% of the cases. So the clinical courses of the CML usually occur in the three phases. One is the chronic phase, other is the accelerated phase, and other is the blast phase or the blast crisis. So most common is the chronic phase. In the chronic phase, the disease begins in the chronic phase, in which the signs and symptoms can be controlled with the chemotherapy. The progresses to a transition phase known as the accelerated phase, in which the blast count in the bone marrow and peripheral blood in the in which the total WBC count or blast count in bone marrow and peripheral blood increases. This as part of the ongoing therapy. So in the chronic phase of CML, usually the blast count is usually less than 20%, and basophil count is also less than 20%. So in the accelerated phase of CML, this the most patient eventually become resistant to the therapy, and the disease enters is a more aggressive phase. The criteria for the diagnosis of the accelerated phase is blast in the blood and bone marrow are usually 10 to 19%. Sorry, in the chronic phase, the blast is usually less than 10%, and basophilia is more than 20%. There may be the thrombocytopenia or the thrombocythemia, means they have the thrombocytosis, additional chromosomal translocation may occur, refractory splenomegaly or the refractory leukocytosis may occur. So in the accelerated phase, the most important things are, so in the blood or bone marrow, there is a the myeloblast is usually 10 to 19%, and basophilia is more than 20%. There may be the thrombocytopenia or the thrombocytosis, but in the chronic phase of the chronic myeloid leukemia, the blast in the blood or bone marrow is usually less than 10%, and basophilia is also less than 20%, and usually there is a thrombocytosis or the normal platelet count. Now finally there is a blast crisis. It is a terminal phase that is similar to the acute leukemia that can lead to the rapid clinical deterioration and death of the patient. So by transition, and it is poorly understood, so 85 to 90% cases present in the chronic phase of the CML. Today, this evolution into the accelerated and blastic phase can be delayed if not prevented or cured. So in the blast crisis of CML, the criteria for the blast phase is the blast is usually more than 20% in the blood or bone marrow, and there is a extramedullary progression or development of the tumor in the blast phase. And in the phenotypes of the blast, like myeloblast 50%, lymphoblast, megakaryoblast, and acute myelofibrosis. So these are the extramedullary development of the blastic phase of the CML. Now the clinical presentation. So approximately 70% of the patients are asymptomatic at the time of diagnosis. The symptoms related to the hypermetabolism like weight loss, lassitude, anorexia, and night sweats. Due to the platelet dysfunction, there is a bruising, epistaxis, menorrhagia, hemorrhage from any side. There may be the anemia, organ infiltration may lead to the splenomegaly, may lead to the early satiety, and sometimes there is a left upper quadrant pain or mass due to the increase in size of the spleen. Other symptoms like urticaria, visual disturbances, unexplained fever, bone and joint pain, thrombosis such as lead to the vascular exclusive disease like CV or the MI. So these are the different clinical presentation of the chronic myeloid leukemia. Now the physical finding like splenomegaly is the most common physical finding, usually present in more than 90% of the cases. Splenomegaly and mild hepatomegaly, or maybe the occasional liver enlargement. Persistent splenomegaly despite continued therapy is a sign of the disease acceleration. Sometimes there is a lymphadenopathy and myeloid sarcoma are the unusual aspect late in the course of the disease. When present, it is lead to the poor prognosis of the patient. There may be the bruising, fever, and bleeding, usually from the gingiva or the gum bleeding. Now the laboratory features. So there is a usually anemia. So the hemoglobin concentration is usually decreased. Sometimes there is a nucleated red cells or NRBC seen in the blood film. The leukocyte count are usually above the 25,000, but usually more than 1 lakh per microliters occur. Granulocyte at all stages of the development seen in the peripheral blood and bone marrow. The basophil count is increased, the platelet count is normal or increased, or maybe the decrease, like thrombocytopenia. Usually you have to seen in the blastic phase or blast crisis of the CML. The neutrophilic alkaline phosphatase, so NAP, the NAP score is usually low or absent in 90% of the cases in the CML. Other is the marrow. The bone marrow is hypercellular due to the myeloid series cells hyperplasia. Sometimes there is a reticulin fibrosis. The cytogenetic analysis may lead to the presence of Philadelphia chromosome, and molecular test may lead to the presence of BCR-ABL fusion gene. So these are the different important laboratory features to diagnose the chronic myeloid leukemia. Now the most important is the how you differentiate the chronic myeloid leukemia and leukemia reaction, because in both conditions there is a increase the total leukocyte count. The presentation of CML is usually more than 40-year phase. In leukemia reaction that may occur at any age. The total leukocyte count or the leukocytosis in CML, usually the patient have the more than 1 lakh of the total WBC count, but in the leukemia reaction the total leukocyte count are usually 25 or 30,000 to the 50,000. There may be the fluid basophilia, so there is increased basophil count usually occur in the CML, but in the leukemia reaction the basophils count may be normal or the absent. Splenomegaly prominent in the CML. In leukemia reaction there is no splenomegaly. Philadelphia chromosomes present in CML. In leukemia reaction there is absent. LAP or NAP score is usually absent or very low in CML, but the LAP score is very high in the leukemia reaction. Transformation to the acute leukemia is more common in the chronic myeloid leukemia, but there is no in the leukemia reaction. So these are the main differences between the chronic myeloid leukemia and leukemia reaction. So these are the blood picture of the chronic myeloid leukemia. So here you see these are the basophils, and sometimes there is a myelocytes, metamyelocytes, and these are the arrows that show the platelets and the basophils in the peripheral blood pictures. So these are the blood smear that show the mature neutrophilic granulocytes, myelocytes at the center, and basophils at the upper right. So these are the basophils. These are the different granulocytic series of the cells like neutrophils, and these are the myelocytes or the promyelocytes or the metamyelocytes. So these are the different myeloid series cells. So these are the bone marrow blood picture. So there is a increased granulocytosis in the bone marrow smear. So these are the neutrophilic granulocyte, 2 basophils and 4 eosinophils. So these are the bone marrow pictures of the chronic myeloid leukemia. So bone marrow is usually hypercellular, and there is a different types of the myeloid series cells like promyelocyte, myelocytes, metamyelocyte, band form or mature or segmented neutrophils, along with the basophils and the eosinophils in the peripheral as well as in the bone marrow blood pictures. So these are the different clinical findings and lab diagnosis of the chronic myeloid leukemia or the CML. Now come to the chronic lymphocytic leukemia, that is also known as the CLL. So CLL, it is the predominantly a disease of the elderly. More than 90% are occur over the 50-year of age, and two-thirds are the over 60-year of age. In over 60-year of age, the CLL are usually the variant that is known as the pro-lymphocytic leukemia. The male-female ratio is 2:1, and it is characterized by the peripheral and bone marrow lymphocytosis and the survival of a few years to more than usually 10 years of age. It is a B cell abnormality. The lymphocyte appears normal but are the immunologically incompetent. However, some functionally normal B cells remain and there is a normal T cell pool. So in the chronic lymphocytic leukemia, approximately 40% are the asymptomatic at the time of diagnosis. Often the patient incidentally present when the CBC is done for the another reason. In asymptomatic cases, the complaint is usually features of anemia, e.g. bruising, gingival bleeding, thrombocytopenia, organomegaly like hepatomegaly or splenomegaly, bone pain, flank pain, generalized itching. Sometimes there is usually lymphadenopathy when present as a lymphoma, frequent infection, and CLL weakens the B cell immunity. B symptoms are not common at the diagnosis. So how you diagnose the CLL? So laboratory features. In the laboratory there is usually absolute lymphocytosis. So there is a increase in lymphocyte count, usually more than 10,000 lymphocytes usually appear normal, but they are markedly fragile and asthma cells are seen on the peripheral plasmaria. So the lymphocytes are usually fragile. So when you doing or make the smear, the cells may be the broken down, that is known as the asthma cells or basket cells. So these basket or asthma cells are usually seen in the peripheral smear in the CLL. It is not necessary to do a bone marrow biopsy for the diagnosis of CLL. Anemia occurs in the late in the disease and may be due to the decreased production secondary to the marrow infiltration. There may be the hypersplenism or the autoimmune hemolytic anemia. The same things may cause neutropenia or thrombocytopenia, and sometimes there is a hypogammaglobulinemia occur as the disease progress. So these are the peripheral blood pictures. So these are the CLL with the asthma cell. So these are the different mature lymphocyte, and these are the asthma cells of the broken cells or lymphocytes. In the same diagram, these are the peripheral blood picture that show the mature lymphocytes and asthma are the fragile lymphocytes. These are the peripheral blood smear, so the predominantly mature lymphocyte and some with a clump chromatin pattern, or these are the clump or clipped nucleus that is the pro-lymphocyte, and these are the small lymphocytes, and these are the fragile lymphocytes that is known as the basket cells or the asthma cells that are seen in the peripheral blood smears. So these are the bone marrow smear in the chronic lymphocytic leukemia. So show the diffuse infiltration of the bone marrow with the lymphoid cells. So this is all about the chronic leukemia. Thank you.